All right, guys, I think we're live. Jonathan is not here just yet. We're waiting for Jonathan to check in. He's at Firebird Fest. But you have Brian from Arrowhead Garage. And I think over this way we have Louie.
Louis from First Generation Garage.
Yep. And then down below,
Mike from Lake and Lodge Garage.
right on. And I'm inside tonight because it's 104 outside in Phoenix. So, yeah, I need air conditioning.
Now we get to laugh at you.
Shot. While you guys are doing like 75, 80.
Yep,
Yeah.
I was 77 today.
Well, we're supposed to have the third hottest summer on record this summer.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, fire season has already started in Arizona, and our dad had to be evacuated from his town on Wednesday or Thursday because of fire danger. So it's not going to be a pretty summer for us here in Arizona.
Wow.
Let's see. So we have Jim and Kelly.
All right.
James has joined us. Looks like we got about 7 people. We'll give it a few more minutes here. Foster's here.
Cool.
And Foster, I've ordered you a new shirt, and I will be mailing it out probably on Monday. It should be here probably tomorrow. I'll get that mailed out, Foster. Postal Service. What can I say? Government job. I don't know. Let's see here. Chucky's here. Right on. All right. So tonight, guys, we're just doing an open question. So if you have questions about your classic car, hit us up and let us know what you're struggling with. And between us, we will figure out your problem for you or do our very best to figure that problem out. And hopefully Jonathan from Vinyl Village Garage, he will be signing in very shortly. He is live at Firebird Fest, so hopefully he'll bring us some information. James says, quick, ask trivia so I can have a chance. James? I got a special shirt for you, James, if you win. It's extra small. Just
all right.
Get it in there. All right. All right, who wants to go first? Louis, what did you do this week?
This week I finished restoring the heater box on Ladybird. And I also drove the Lovebird a couple of times up and down the area here. I'm happy to say no leaks. And she's running really nice and strong. You know, if you give it a couple of heat cycles on those old Pontiacs, they turn around on you.
Yep. Welcome back.
So I give a lot of thanks to Mike. You know, that timing cover doesn't leak at all. Everything's beautiful.
Nice.
She got a pair of cojones now, you know?
Not leaky ones.
No, not leaky ones.
Very cool. So that car is back in the bird cage now?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how'd that lift get installed? Are you good with the lift?
I'm good. I'm still working on it, but the lift, I actually wired it in. I haven't put a car on yet, but it goes up and down. I need to finish the floor. Remember, I got sick 2 weeks in a row, and now I have a bathroom, 2 bathrooms. They actually broke 2 bathrooms upstairs, and I'm getting remodeled. So I'm a busy guy.
Louie.
I hear you.
Mike, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been traveling a lot. I just got back from Tennessee this week, and I did work on my finished up my Ram Air system, and had something a little strange happen on that with the LS. About the first 5 or 10 minutes when I first started it up, it ran like crap. It just sputtered and spit and didn't want to run, and I had to kind of keep nursing it. And then it kind of came into it and then smoothed right out. I started it a few times after that, never had a problem. But I think what was going on is I had to move the mass airflow sensor. And it was really, really close to the throttle body before, which is not supposed to be. But I had to move it back around about 180 degrees on the pipe. And I think it had to relearn itself.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that's what it is. But I've also read in a couple places that to put some air straighteners in there right before the mass airflow sensor which is nothing but a little honeycomb disc just to straighten the air out and get it going across that sensor smooth. So I'm going to install one of those this week when I get back on it. But I got a bunch of spring cleanup stuff to do, honeydew jobs. I'm in that mode right now. So this weekend is probably not going to be super productive for me, but here's what
I hear you. So James says last week or so, we were talking about stripping paints.
Yeah.
James, you have a question on those stripping paints? Chucky says, hi, Brian. Did you like the roof panel quality from Jags? I have to get one. Oh, Jonathan. We see Jonathan here. Let's see if we can pull Jonathan in. He is live from Firebird Fest.
Is that what it is?
Johnny, what's up?
Hanging out at the hotel right now. Waiting for the elevator. So
Waiting for the elevator?
yeah, I gotta go downstairs. So
You're not going to do it from the room?
they won't let me on the roof. They're afraid I'll jump.
Fucking
James says, John realized it was so simple and a huge money saver. Gonna do a GTO this way. No, I stripped mine. Oh, James stripped his car finally.
Yeah, chemical stripped. Yeah, he was talking about
Chemical stripped.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
How'd
I think
that
I
go,
might go
James?
that way because I don't want to sandblast it. And I don't want to have to grind
Clean all
it
the
all
sand
off.
out?
So yeah, I think I use chemical stripper, take the bulk, and then clean it up with a cleaning wheel. That Lou got me.
James wants to know if there's a weather report from Firebird Fest.
Horrible. What the hell? Literally, what the hell? About
I heard tornadoes?
fell on the cars. So,
Tornadoes?
What?
There were some tornadoes up by the airport, I guess. So it was pretty gnarly. So, fortunately, I didn't find no dents in the Transmarado or the pumpkin, but it came down for a while. So that's why I'm going to jump off the roof. So I might lose you in the elevator. We'll find out. So, I wish someone would buy me a drink.
The man on the ground at Firebird Fest for us all. Next year, we're all going to be there.
You better.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
And that should be a hell of a
should be
show.
there. So
I seem to be having a problem hearing Jonathan right now, so I don't know if anybody else can.
What, Mike?
Oh,
I can't hear you.
I can't hear Jonathan at all. Can you guys hear him?
Not right now.
Okay.
what? Well, I'm not talking right now. Now I am.
Oh, yeah, I can hear Johnny now.
Are you at the same hotel we were at 2 years ago, John?
Yep, that's where I'm hiding.
Right.
That's where we be. So, and the pool's open too. So,
That's right. Last year, the pool was closed.
right. So the pool's open. So I'm actually at the pool now. So
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, the kids
you
are gonna
bring
come
your
out here and
Speedos?
hang out in the pool. So
Did you bring the Speedos, John?
I don't have any bathing suits, so you figure it out. So,
Yeah.
Wait. Okay.
John, how many first gen birds you sold today?
Not enough. You need to be here, chump.
Really?
You both, all three of you need to be here.
Next
Not
year,
many, huh?
Out of the 200 and some odd cars, maybe 15.
No, I have
Yeah.
15 in my collection.
I know.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, well, you should have showed up. I'm telling you guys.
Oh,
You should've showed
man, that's bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a way to check out.
Hey, Brian, I'm going to jump out and see if I can resync my audio. I'll be right back.
Okay, Mike, I'll bring you back in.
John, if you would have to decide which generation was the most, which one would it be that you saw?
Second is hardcore, the highest count.
That's why we don't have the first gen bird on Fiberfest.
Yeah, well, they need to put it on there.
They need, yeah. Tell that guy you run into him that Louis said, you better put that bird there.
I'll show him the bird. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I said I can't see the live feed for forgot my extra phone. So if there's any questions, you guys will have to read them off. So,
I'll read them off to you, John. We have 16 people.
all right.
Chucky says he can hear John. Bill is at Firebird Fest, right, Bill? And Foster says, where is Firebird Fest located? It's outside of St. Louis.
Yeah, it's O'Fallon, I guess what they call it, or something like that. But just we'll call it St. Louis. So
I call it St. Louis. Justin Dennis says, howdy, guys, or hello. Howdy, Mr. Justin. And James says there's some things you just can't unsee.
This
That would be Jonathan in a Speedo.
Hmm.
Or no Speedo.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see that. So
How does the wife feel about that?
she loves every bit of it, so it's fine.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, they just made it here about 10 minutes ago. That's why I was a little late. They finally just showed up. They got stuck.
Oh,
in the
wow.
house,
So
they made
Jim and Kelly ask, do aftermarket frame rails for a 67 have to be modified?
if they're 467, no. So
Yeah.
because the 67 has a special left side frame rail. I think it's left side.
I believe it is the left side.
yeah.
And some people like to pilfer the right side frame rail for the 68, but it's a little different, but it works. So it's the right length though.
And Brandon is joining us tonight as well. Waffle Stomp?
Oh,
Waffle Stomp? No? Okay. All right. Waffle Stomp, tell us about you. What about that one?
Yeah,
Mike?
see, my boy explained it to me, but it's not PG, so I can't tell you what that means in his.
Oh, it's one of those Urban Dictionary things.
I said there's probably different perspective for different areas. But what my boy told me, I'm like, ooh, what the heck? So he was a
Hey,
college kid, you know.
What is it? What is it? Waffle? Or was it Woofle? Woofle Stomp? All right.
I got that.
VHP 454 is here tonight.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right. So, Jonathan, did you do anything with the Firebird this week?
My dad's car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the wheel wells all removed, both quarter panels test fitted, and they fit really, really nice. I'm actually surprised. The trunk corner has little issues, but that's the only thing that I don't love. Other than that, they really fit really good. Video coming soon.
And that's a bigger hammer?
Yes, a piece of wood and a bigger hammer. Sure.
The upper trunk corner in the arch.
Yeah.
Yep. I had to rework that too, but that was about the only real complaint I had.
Yeah, not horrible, but it's going to need some doctoring to make it look nice.
Yep.
All right. VHP says, "What's up, gentlemen? I was at Carlisle. Not too many Pontiac cars.
Of course not. It's because you guys didn't make it.
No. We suck.
Sad.
That's in Pennsylvania, right? Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's 2 hours away from me.
Louis, 2 hours. Come on.
I don't have 2 hours to drive.
Bill O'Brien says yes, and no. I had to replace my alternator, and we had golf ball size hail here, but we'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, there was some softball size stuff reported also, but not around here. So
Whoa.
yeah, close by though. So.
VHP 454 says, I'm looking for a pitman arm for a 69 Firebird with a manual box.
Oh,
Manual box.
yeah.
Was that even a thing?
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
Every first gen bird had manual or power steering.
And they
the
did different
pitman
pitman
arms
arms for the years and everything. So.
Yeah.
Man. All right, we're up to 25 people. Thank you, 25, for hanging out with us on a Friday evening.
Brian, I think Christopher might have one.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher from Tesla Speed Shop.
He jumped his manual steering.
Yeah. Yes. Me and Jonathan donated power steering for his bird, and that's what he did the conversion. So he might still have that
manual
setup. Yeah, just
$500. That's it.
Tell the guy that's looking for it to hit him up on his YouTube channel, Tesla Speed Shop.
Yeah.
Okay, VHP 454. Tesla Speed Shop may have that pitman arm you need.
Yeah,
Check them out.
Yeah, tell him L&L Pontiac sent you.
There you go. L&L Pine. Somebody asked me about that the other day, John. They was like, what's that L&L behind? That's like a business that you own? I started laughing.
It's no business. It's your 24-hour, 7-day-a-week private Firebird stock.
Yeah, there you go.
Like my whiskey rack. but it's Pontiac parts. Here's a 1960. James says these are called Armstrong steering gear boxes. Yeah.
Yes, you get the
Yeah, a lot of racers like them. People that usually race, they like those manual.
well, because you don't got to do a whole lot of steering on a straight line. You're going to reduce engine.
That's
drag.
it. Bam.
That's like my wife's Titan pickup. I drove it today to work, and I'm constantly like come on, I just want to hold it and go straight. Like, I got no time for that.
It's got some wonder steer.
Yeah. All right, we have background noise somewhere.
Yeah, the
Just
kids
John.
jumping the daggum.
Yeah, I heard the water.
Okay, that's what it was.
I may have to go find a new hiding spot.
They found you.
Yep,
So-
I can't hide nowhere. So,
Hide somewhere, John.
yeah. All right, so is it a free-for-all day? Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Free for all. Yeah, we're just whatever questions come up.
Open line Friday.
I was telling Louie that tomorrow I'm going to take my pencil and go out to the garage and circle all the little spots that need just a little skim coat of Bondo.
Yeah.
And he gave me a great idea. He said, turn off all the lights, right, Louie? And open the garage door. And I like my fingers. I like touching.
Yep.
Nope, I feel one right there.
I'm pretty sure John knows that trick also. If you turn off your lights on the garage, but there's daylight outside, and you open the garage door and you look down the car,
Yep, sight it.
dude, I mean, they pop out like you would never imagine. You know, it pops out like this.
Yeah. And the other thing, I mean, let's say when you first start using your hand to try to find that stuff, use like a clean shop towel, and it'll actually amplify the feeling into your fingers. You can feel it better.
Yeah, like a microfiber towel.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be light, nice and light.
Yeah.
Okay. Waffle Stomp says, I want to build an engine. Never done it before. Pontiacs now cost too much to mess up. Where should I start?
L&L Pontiac.
I'll start with a good block. You know, make sure that the block you take it to a machine shop and they do the whole shebang to it. Make sure there's no cracks, no nothing. If they have to bore it, they bore it. I think that should be your structure right there. I mean, start with a good block.
Right. You gotta figure out how good that block is or what bore it is. If it's 60 over and it's just after that.
Yep. Kiss it goodbye.
Yep.
And that's one thing with my block. I think it's already at 60, I think is what I thought. And in my case, I'm trying to find a shop that'll actually work on it. I had my block at one shop for 6 months. And I'm like, okay, if you can't get it to in 6 months, then. John Kilborn says, is the chisel bit that John uses in his air hammer gun a snappy tool?
No, it's actually a Matco part number, and I guess I've had it for a long time. The part number on it, I guess supposedly it's been discontinued. But the secret to it, it's about 1.25 inches wide and has about a 20-degree bend in it, so you can keep the air hammer off the surface and still hit it straight. You don't trash the panel. So I'll have to see if anybody else makes one. I just happened to stumble upon it and fell in love with it. So.
Yeah, I have the same thing. I was just looking up where I got it. It's not from the Jungle website. That's all I know right now.
Yeah.
I will. If I find the link to it, I'll throw it in the comments for the show later on.
Yep.
You know what I like to do for chisels? Maybe there's a tip for everybody. Hey, we all know old tools. That was the good steel back then. You know, it wasn't the China stuff that's mixed now. I go to eBay and I find like guys that's selling vintage tools, and I look up like vintage chisels, and I have literally a drawer full of chisels like that I have bought on eBay throughout the years. And trust me, those suckers are strong. The steel, the old steel is strong.
Wilder9 says, hello, guys.
Nice.
Hello.
James Judith says, "Hey John, I finished stripping the rest of the Snowbird. Turned out like new metal. Found some minor problems, but easy fixes." Bill O'Brien says, "John, Autumn Bronze looks awesome in person."
Oh, he saw it? Yeah, cool.
Justin Dennis says, "Someone cut the original radio hole out of my dash. Anybody have a used section or other options without buying a complete new dash?"
Yeah, I contacted L&L Pontiac. He hooked me up for the Mockingbird. So
Yeah, I remember the Mockingbird. As of now, I don't have an extra one, but I could probably get that guy one.
Camaro Bill.
Yeah, there you go, Camaro Bill. If you think I'm bad with fibers, this guy is bad with Camaros.
Yeah.
I think Louis needs a shirt that says L&L Pontiac parts.
Yeah, that'd be a cool shirt.
Yeah, hey,
NOS.
guys, it's
NOS Pontiac parts. L&L.
Yep.
Let's see here. Michael says, "Hey guys, did all 68s come with the Will Well rocker moldings?"
Good
Wheel
question.
well rocker moldings.
So the wheel well, the little trim that goes up over the edge of the wheel well.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was presented on all the birds.
Yeah, the only thing that came on all the birds was the rocker trim. Other than that, the wheel well molding was optional.
Was an option, correct? Yes.
Okay.
So that was an option.
I have trivia for tonight. When you want to spit it out?
Well, what's his name wants it right away so you can Google.
Oh, he ain't gonna find this one in Google.
Foster says, "Got the front disc brakes on the Bird today. Wow, what a difference."
Oh yeah, huge difference. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That big of a difference?
Yeah. Oh, that disc brake, it's like night and day. It's like driving a Cadillac to a Yugo.
All right.
Yeah, Brian, you should do that upgrade just for the front.
No, yeah, just do the front disc, leave
Okay.
the rear
Just the
drums on
front.
it. You'll love it. So.
Do I buy a kit or do I go find old parts off another Pontiac?
No, I could show you how to piece it out and save money.
Yep,
Okay.
Louis knows.
Okay. Then before this bird gets painted, maybe I do that before it's painted.
You won't regret it, buddy.
So a question: the steel wheel wells, can I strip those and paint them that True Value paint, Louis, that I bought a gallon of, that you told me to buy?
Yeah, you mean the inner fenders in the front?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. If you're
Okay.
gonna use that, if you're gonna paint satin black a lot of parts, I wouldn't go with the aerosol can because you're gonna spend more money that way.
Not the gallon.
Right. If you buy the gallon, go with the mixture I give you and go with a purple gun, you're good to go. I'm about to do that to Lady Bird.
Okay.
Everything I need to paint satin black, I'm going that way because it's just a money thing, you know.
Yep.
I don't care if it's not my car, but you still got to take care of the customer. You know, you got to also watch their pockets. So I'm gonna do what I do to my cars.
Okay. Then I will do that. James says, "Air Sanders DAs. I thought I had them all, but recently found a smaller Air Palm Sander. Freaking fantastic. Very light and has a 3/8" offset orbital."
From
Okay.
where?
From where? Yeah, James, where'd you buy that at?
I have one from Harbor's Free and I love it.
It's a Palm Sander.
Oh yes, very small.
Okay. What, a 4-inch disc? 5-inch?
I think 6 though. I think it is a 6-inch. Yeah.
VHP says, "I have front suspension from Ride Tech complete with Wildwood brakes for a 69 Firebird I'd like to get rid of." So that's out there. Foster says, "The Right Stuff kit." Bill O'Brien says, "Can you make a video of the update brakes, please, and thank you." So, Bill, you have a 67 as well, right? If I remember correctly. So, yeah, we can do a video. When I upgrade, I'll do a video on how to do that with Louis' help. Or that way, this way, I don't know which way. Is it that way? Or this way?
Whatever. Louis' way.
L&L Pontiac parts.
There you go.
Well, Bill says yes. James Forehand. Who's this guy?
That's Daddy.
Oh, that's who that is. Pops. It's Pops. He's joining us. James says yes. He bought his from Harbor Freight. So same one as you, Louis.
Okay. I love it. It's really nice.
Yeah, James. Ace Hardware's where I went because Louis sold me on the whole semi-gloss or whatever. James does says it is a 6-inch disc on that one. Okay, cool. Very cool. Sweet. Mike or John, you are muted.
Because they're making all kinds of ruckus, so I figured I'd mute it for a second.
Tell them you are a major YouTuber and
I'm a
you're
superstar.
trying to do a video and get out of the damn pool because you're John
I am the
from
man,
DVP
the
and
bird doctor, right?
the bird. Give me the bird. Just give him the bird.
Your public
Here's your
meeting.
bird. Here's your bird.
Oh.
Somebody called me the doctor today on a comment on the last video I did. I was like, hey, I'm moving up the scale here.
Yeah.
Lou's moving on up.
Yeah, I was like, hey.
James says I'm going there to get some tomorrow. Then thanks. Okay. James is on his way. Mr. W says, do any of you know the good chrome aerosol spray for plastic parts like grills and dash knobs?
Chrome in a can. I haven't found
Ooh.
any that actually holds up.
Yeah.
It looks great when you first put it on, but as soon as you touch it a few times, it kind of turns just a silver satin finish.
Yep. I agree.
Yep.
I wonder if you could buy the chrome vinyl and wrap it. Just an idea
That might be an idea. So
to do. Oh, hold on, I have puppies. Hold on. What?
I've had some success using the Duplicolor Chrome, but then hitting it with a clear coat.
it didn't have a reaction with the clear.
No, it seemed to work okay, but
Okay. I experimented with some
Early
clears on
days.
some of them, and it didn't work.
It
Yeah.
wrinkles up.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Frank?
Mike, you're special.
Yes, so.
It's that northern air.
There you
Must
go. Freezing.
New Hampshire air.
Yeah, we got to move up north.
There you go.
Titus,
This is a good one.
Titus says, do you guys know what size water pump pulley for a 68 bird with AC is?
How the diameter of it is what he's looking for, and I don't know those.
Listen, you want me to tell you the truth, and maybe Jonathan will back me up on this. Well, when it comes to pulleys, you have to play a lot with them. Because if you don't have the original, like 100% you know is original, and you start buying all this aftermarket stuff, they're not the same.
Offset's wrong, diameter's wrong.
They're not the same. You're gonna be
Spacing's
paying with
wrong.
shims and blah 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 blah. You know, I'm very successful with pulleys because I have a mess of them. So I
You
just
get a
keep
parts
going
department.
until they work. You know.
Yep.
So
But
once
for the
again,
average
L&L
Joe, the average
Pontiac
people,
parts.
oh my God.
Call 1-800-L&L Pontiac parts.
Yep.
Louis, listen to this. If you were to die tomorrow, God forbid, poor wife would be like,
Johnny knows
We have
about
a
that
plan.
already.
We have a plan.
I have a plan.
Okay.
I always got a backup, buddy. And I tell you something, I'm worth more dead than alive.
I'll drink to that.
They have a plan of succession. Just like the Queen.
Yeah, me and Johnny really spoke about. That's why I call him. This guy's like a brother I never had. We spoke about that already. He knows he gotta come to PA and take care of Joyce for me, or they're gonna rob her blind.
Oh, yeah,
My attic got original '69 parts, which I'm gonna put a lot on the Trans Am I plan to build.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I want to make sure she's protected.
Yeah, Johnny gotta come here
All right, we'll fly
and clean up
over
the mess.
James says, yes, I bought chrome vinyl. Works perfect for flat surfaces. Nothing curved. Okay, so if it's not curved. BHP 454 says, I also have a 10-bolt rear differential from a 69 Bird 400 Pontiac engine with Butler Performance aluminum heads complete engine to get rid of. So VHP 4x4 has a motor or a rear end.
I want that. I wish you lived closer. I kind of want that, but that's all right. So.
Well, he's in Pennsylvania, right? VHP is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So he could drop to Louis' house.
What kind of gear is those? What kind of gears are in the rear end?
If it's a 400 rear end, it may be.
What, 355 posi, maybe?
It's possible, but most of them are open yet.
Wow.
But you can buy that little locker thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see here. James says, "OMG, Louis, you're bald."
High and tight, 2 fingers above the eyebrow.
Yeah, I had a Latino afro not too long ago, man. I was sick. I couldn't cut my hair.
I tell people these are called thigh burns. Thigh burn. Wear a hat. All right. John Kilmore says, "Where's he going to put it?" And VHP says it's a 323 rear end.
Okay.
So great gas mileage on the freeway, right?
Oh yeah.
That's actually a good all around.
I'm looking for a rear end for my 67, right, John?
Yep.
Yeah, I have 355 posi on the 67, and she kills me, man. Ah.
Now, does your 67 have one traction bar or two?
Two.
Mine has one.
Yeah. Then you'll need the 67 axle housing then.
So. Yeah.
Oh, Al from Keep It Simple Garage says, "Hey guys, how you doing? I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to sit in with you guys. You guys are always have a great live. Hope you invite me back another day. I'm just finishing up in the garage now." Well, Al, if you want to join us, you can join us anytime.
All right.
Just log in. I'll log in. You have the link.
Yep. And I'll put you on. And James says, "Ha ha 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 ha." Ay, ay, ay. So, Jonathan, did you see anything today as far as what did you do today at Fiberfest?
Well, we did the hang out with Gateway Classic Cars today. That was they're going to do like they pick one car from every year. So from 1967, 2002, they take one from each year, their favorite pick, and they line them up. Now, unfortunately, about that time we're getting ready to do that, that's when the sky turned gray and they kicked us all out of there. So they did not announce the Legacy Cruise winners. So I don't know who it is. Rod said he's going to tell us, but I haven't found it yet. So.
And then what about the racetrack?
Well, the racetrack got rained out again, surprise. And then so they closed down the racetrack. And they sent a message. I said, "No, go ahead." And they closed it down again. So I just went to BW3s and ate dinner and then watched the rain fall and said, "Forget about it." Wow. And then I came back. Tonight is the movie night for Smokey and the Bandit, but I've seen that a few times, and I wanted to hang out with the kids. They literally showed up at the same time the movie started, so I missed out on a couple things. But tomorrow is the Waterloo Cruise. They go downtown and take over the town, and that's kind of fun. And there's a bridge situation. We drive over a bridge, which is I guess we'll check that out. So there's still stuff we're gonna do tomorrow. So hopefully the weather holds out. It should be good now. But we'll see, and I'll let you know if they pick the Pumpkin or the Trans-Marorado for the Legacy Cruise this year. So.
Well, wasn't it the year I was there? Your 69 was like the centerpiece.
Yeah, I remember
that. Reenact that photo. They took like a advertising photo they're trying to recreate. So kind of a cool situation. Since I was the only Trans Am looking car there, I got put up front. So it was kind of a neat privilege. But I don't know. They didn't do anything like that this year.
James says, "Sorry, gummy bears got mixed up."
Those are some Illinois gummy bears. I know what he's talking about.
I got those Colorado gummy bears.
Same difference.
Yeah.
John Dever used to sing about that. Rocky Mountain something. I don't remember. So.
Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yeah.
Yep. I wonder how many people can catch that reference.
Louis lost. He doesn't know.
Nope.
Louis, when I come to Pennsylvania, I'll bring some Rocky Mountain oysters for you and let you taste them. Delish.
No.
Nothing like a set of Rocky Mountain oysters on a plate. Just a
I just threw it in my mouth.
Yeah.
John
So
said,
how did the Trans Am do on the road, John?
Well, I was cruising about 80 all the way here. It did pretty good. So it rode all right. So
Nice.
check engine light came on, my first gas stop. Knock sensor code again. So I reset it. It hasn't come back on. So I don't know
Good.
if my new mounting location worked or not, but I'll have a video for that at some point.
Nice.
how did you get a check engine light on the 69 put in?
Because it's a Transmarorado. So
Complicated.
yeah, it's confused. It's a Trans Am mixed with a Camaro mixed with a Silverado. So, you know, it thinks
So-
it's a truck.
It
Okay.
has some issues,
Yes.
emotional issues.
Mm-hmm.
What's cool about that car is you see the instrument cluster, and you can never tell what you have under that hood.
Nope.
It's all bone stock.
Yeah, it's all configured to work with the factory gauges and everything.
Yeah.
James says things you cannot unhear. Whoa, John, go this way more, John. John, no, other way, John.
No.
Other way. John.
What's wrong with you?
Whoa. Is that bird rising? My goodness. John,
It's the rise of the phoenix, buddy.
hi, focus.
Squirrel. Yes.
John Kilbourne says, do not eat them, Louis. You will have some Rocky Mountain oysters, trust me. Delicious.
You had that before, John?
No.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about that. I was traveling in China one time, and I got stuck without luggage. It was just a long, shitty day, and I went into this restaurant and asked for an English menu. Beef ball soup. And I'm thinking, oh, meatball soup, that'd be all right. You know, meatball. No, they were beef balls. was not nice.
No thanks.
Yeah, I have a strict no guts policy.
Yeah, no thanks.
Wilder9 says, where's the best place to buy a rear leaf spring that are stock height and not 4x4 looking?
Oh.
I think they all look like a 4x4 when they're new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I typically try to reuse old ones because I like the ride height better.
Me too. Yeah.
New ones I've bought put the car so high in the back you can put 33-inch tires on it.
Shit.
Off-roader.
Yeah, or what I've done, and it was Louis' idea, I pulled one of the small leaves out of it and it settled out the Mockingbird a whole lot. Really brought it down.
Mhm.
So if you're lucky enough to have a leaf spring place around you, a place that builds and makes leaf springs, they can take some of that arch out too, very, very easily. So if you get a new spring, there's a old school spring place probably 2 hours from here. It's called Berlin Spring, and they do that. I mean, they'll make springs for you, but they'll also detemper them so that it settles it down to the height you want.
Wow.
Okay. James Judith says it still identifies as a bird.
Oh, yes, definitely.
He also says apparently gummy bears are running rampant.
So, John Kilbourne, that's a good one.
I see in most of all your videos that you use cutoff wheels instead of plasma cutter. Is there a reason other than not having one, John?
I have a plasma cutter. I have a nice Miller plasma cutter at that.
And
I don't use it. The plasma cutter is really good for if you're going to cut a car apart really quickly, but it doesn't leave a clean enough edge you can weld right back on. You still have to buzz it down or buff it down. So why not just do it in one pass with a cutoff wheel? Now, when I'm hacking the car apart, a plasma cutter could be helpful, but I just never fell in love with it. And there's my favorite excuse and reason being is I like to prove it can be done with minimal special tools, and you don't need to buy that stuff. Cut-off wheels, couple bucks. Plasma cutters can get expensive. They come down a lot in price.
Yeah, they did.
But they aren't necessary. That's what I'm trying to say.
I tend to use mine when I'm fabricating, brackets and metal and complicated pieces like that. But when I'm cutting stuff apart or just doing light fabrication or sheet metal, it's just smoky, it's messy, it's a pain in the ass to set up, and it really just pollutes the building. So
Yes.
I find it sometimes easier, and you get less heat with a grinding wheel. So I just, if I need a nice, clean, straight cut, I'll use a grinding wheel.
Use the death wheel and it's ready to weld. So.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
James says, I use a plasma for building specific metal fab work.
Yep.
And I got a CNC plasma too that I use for bigger pieces like Louis sign and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It works good even for sheet metal. When I did that Ram Air system, I cut all those pieces on it. And for stuff like that, it's great. But it's just not something I do on body panels typically because it's messy.
So 67 birds do not have a overflow tank for the radiator.
No birds do. No
birds?
bird.
No first gen. Yeah,
No first gen.
Not
So
factory.
before I started doing paint and body on my bird, I went to Costco to put gas in, and I started to lose some fluid on the ground. And the guy at Costco was like, "Your car's leaking. Your car's leaking," and like had a shit fit.
Welcome to the 60s.
I'm like,
Welcome to the 60s. That's right.
but
It's like
some
side
of the-
effects on new medication. You just have some seepage. That's nice.
So what happened is in 1970, I believe it was, the government got involved and said there's too many squirrels and cats on the
Dying.
road dead. And when they checked them out, they was being poisoned by antifreeze. So that's when the overflow came into
So-
play.
Yeah.
so should we, as first gen owners, retrofit a tank?
I have them on all my birds. I was just talking to Jonathan about that.
Yep. Oh,
I make my own.
So tell us, Louis, how do you do it?
Well, at the hospital, we have a lab, and they got some thick, small bottles that I know is not gonna melt.
Bedpans?
And believe it or not, I have them on my birds, all three of them. And me and Jonathan was talking about the other day. A lot of people talk about overheating and blah 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 blah, and they never mentioned the overflow bottle. It helps with that too.
It does. You can keep more capacity in the radiator, which then disperses the heat. Factory, you leave it down a little bit. Well, that's effective cooling you're losing just because it's for expansion.
And if you have air, it will burp itself too with that system. Yep.
So how much are these bottles from L&L Pontiac parts?
Oh no, I'll send you one, and I even send you how I make a bracket for them. Keep it away from the radiator.
Louis, $200.
Yeah, that's why I don't have no problems with overheating. I never do.
I think you should charge $200 for this bottle. Take them from work, ship them off.
Yep. I just hooked one up on Lovebird after Mike hooked that up, and I know it's not gonna leak no more antifreeze, and it's not leaking any antifreeze. Thank God. I made a bottle, and me and John was on the phone. I said, John, you know what I'm doing right now? And we was talking about it just this week, I think. Right, John? The beginning of the week. Yeah.
So Wilder9 says 73 was the first year on the bird to have an overflow bottle.
Sounds better.
And if you want to buy one, a 1973 Nova overflow bottle will fit a first gen bird behind the battery in that pocket of the inner fender. So that means if you go in a car show and you bring up the hood,
It's not
you
obvious.
won't. Yeah, it's not obvious. You won't see it.
Okay.
I just use a little aluminum job from Evil Energy. It works. It's fairly cheap and it works good.
From
Yeah,
where, Mike?
yeah.
Evil Energy?
Evil Energy?
Yeah, from it's on the Jungle website.
The Jungle website.
I think they go like for $20 or so, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's cheap.
They're cheap. Yeah.
I
I'm looking
followed
for-
Louis' advice and I bought a radiator off of Amazon. Or was it Amazon or eBay?
eBay. I bought mine
eBay,
on
that's
eBay.
what- yeah. So I gotta put that in eventually too.
Yeah, paint the satin black.
Paint it.
Satin black.
Really?
Yeah.
It
Okay.
actually cools better if you leave it aluminum, but it looks more correct if you paint it black. So,
Can you even see it?
Oh yeah,
I know
anybody
it's
can
there.
see that sucker. Yeah.
I'll paint the front.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Paint the cap and call it a day.
Done. Done. Let's see here. Waffle Stomp says, I would like to see your bracket and setup, Louis. So you get a video.
Okay.
Video.
Yeah, that's a good video right there. You're right.
Pop says, cooling recovery tank video op.
Do what?
Hey, Pops, we're on it.
He said make a video.
Yeah, Pop is telling us. Okay, boys. Get to it. Bill O'Brien says, I was just going to say that's Bill, are you taking some of those gummies that we're talking about? James says, remember the Fords, the plastic/rubber enema bags?
Oh, yeah.
Used to overflow.
Yeah, it was a little plastic bag on the fender well. That's what they used for, I think,
back in the day.
Washer fluid or something like that. So
yeah.
Well, I remember back when I lived on Route 66 for about 10 years, it was the like a canvas bag or something that sat in front of the radiator was a big popular thing. And so
wow,
we're talking like 1920.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, 100 years ago now, boys. 100 years ago down there now.
Yeah.
Back in the last century.
Long time ago.
James says, or John Kilgore says, metal cap.
Metal cap.
Metal cap.
I'm good. Let's see. Jen
Metal cap. You lost us.
Jed Clampett had one.
He's taking the gummies now too.
Yeah.
these gummies. Let's see. About the overflow. Okay, so I was just going to say that's about the overflow for Bill. John Kilmore says that bag had a metal cap on it.
Ah.
And Chucky says, sorry, that was just before my time. Laugh out loud. Yeah, we understand. All of us.
Barely. Just barely.
Barely our time. We're at 24 people tonight. I like that number.
I don't know if you can share that link I just put up in the private chat. I couldn't put it in the comments, but that's
What private chat are you talking about, Mike?
Up in the upper right-hand corner where it says comments. That is private chat.
Well, I'll be dipped. I didn't know that was possible.
I don't see private chat anywhere.
Oh. I couldn't share it on the regular chat, so I'll put it in the comments later.
You mean like on the YouTube part?
Yeah, StreamYard.
On StreamYard?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let me see.
I have a 69 convertible Bird, originally an inline 6 3-speed car. At some point switched to a 400 4-speed. The rear end has a stabilizer bar on passenger side. Is this correct? So were they a stabilizer bar in 69?
Not that I ever saw. So
Yeah.
For the rear?
yeah.
Here it is.
No.
That was a 67 monoleaf thing. Once you went to multi-leaf, they ditched it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, everything that I know, I would say I don't think so. But I mean, weirder crap has happened, I suppose. But I've never seen that before.
There you go, Brian. Thank you.
I just saw it. I was like, I've never used that. But that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I tried to put it in the regular chat and it spanked me. Didn't like it. But apparently Brian has permission.
I don't know. Jim Miller says I have a 6. Okay, you already said that one.
Yeah, sell that rear end to Louis. He needs it. So
L&L Auto, L&L Parts. Yep. Get you some of that stuff. What else do I have going on this weekend? I want to do the circling and getting all the Bondo before I do another sand and everything. And maybe I can test paint this weekend the new 400 hood inlets.
mm-hmm.
I bought the open ones instead of the closed off ones, and the fender drops and all the baffling for the 400 with AC. I want to paint all those this weekend.
Yep.
With that paint from Summit. So, and my new A500 paint gun. That's low pressure, low volume, or low pressure, high volume.
High pressure, low.
HVLP, high
yes.
volume, low pressure.
High volume, low pressure.
So you get that cleaned up and test it and see how it sprays before I start doing a whole freaking car.
Good plan.
Pop says drinking water for human consumption was in a water bag that had canvas cover. Wetting the cover and putting outside in the breeze could cool the water cars used to cross the deserts in hot places. So Papa Bird knows.
Yeah,
That's
That's
right.
some Death Valley stuff right there.
Yep.
Jim Miller says it's a sheet meat stamped bar goes forward on a floor pan.
It's supposed to be probably metal, but I get it.
Okay.
Sheet metal, yeah.
Yeah, the 67 traction bars are kind of just like stamped steel. So I don't. It sounds like someone threw this is a 67 rim, but they went through a lot of trouble to put that floor brace in, though. That's a lot of work.
Right, and isn't that what that little panel was for on the floor underneath?
100%.
Okay, I had one of those in mind, and I remember I emailed Jonathan, what the hell is this?
Yep, 67. I've only seen 67, unless someone, I don't know. I guess I'd like to see some pictures of that, Jim. Somehow send us some pictures. That would be cool.
Yeah.
What was the question?
The traction bar. It had a traction bar on his car, and he said it has a sheet metal bar and it's attached to the floor pan. So I'm wondering if they went through all the trouble to put the brace in it or not. So.
Oh, I think he showed me that, and it did have the extra pan.
Wow.
Wilder9 says, you guys like single stage or base clear?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
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 It depends on what you're painting. That's what I want to tell you.
I use single stage with clear.
Yeah. If it's no metallic color, single stage is probably fine. But if it's metallic,
My white car is single stage, and it's beautiful.
Yep. If it's a metallic paint and you're not a professional painter, don't do it. So.
Yeah.
James Judith says, hey, on a serious note, is the place inner fender paint you were talking about automotive or intended for metal? Louis? So the paint I bought that you told me to do all my inner fender wells.
It's for metal.
It's for metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not automotive.
What is it?
No.
You can go to the.
It's like a Rust-Oleum. Think about Rust-Oleum. It's like the same crap as Rust-Oleum. It's like oil base. But I do put a little hardener in there. I think I sent you the ratio on it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. That paint comes like bulletproof. One time me and Jonathan was modifying that cross number. Remember, John? And I painted it black.
I scuffed the floor pan. I didn't even scratch it.
Dude, we were sliding that back and forth on the driveway, right? Was it the driveway? Because we was outside.
It was halfway in the garage, half hanging out.
Yes, and John was like, Louis, what the hell did you paint this with? They ain't a scratching it. We just keep sliding it back and forth on the ground. And then I told him about my secret paint.
Magic
paint.
Yeah, I do my dry shaft with it. All that crap underneath the floor on a car.
Okay.
It works.
It works.
It works. That's all that matters.
We're about 55 minutes into this chaos. What's your trivia? You want to do it now?
Oh yeah, let's do trivia, Louis.
Okay. I learned something new from Al at Keeping It Simple Garage this week.
Oh.
So now there's a new question on convertibles. How many braces are there in a first gen F body? And it doesn't matter Camaro and Firebird because they're the same. And I had the pleasure of talking to him on the cell phone, so we both have each other's number now. And I crawled under the Lovebird because I was turning her on and off, giving her heat cycles, and he's 100% correct. They have extra bracing that a lot of people did not know, including myself. So I know the number up here because I counted them all. So I want to know how many braces do a first gen F body convertible have?
You mean extra over a coupe? You mean additional braces that coupes don't have?
Correct.
Okay.
The ones I'm talking about, coupe don't have none of these.
I just wrote down my answer.
People are saying one.
Does this count for bolt-on or only weld-on?
No, well done. All these are well done. All these are well done.
James says
they're the braces that you need. If you're building a convertible, you don't have those braces, you're in trouble.
Yep.
Okay, I'm out.
I bet I know one you don't. There's another one there hidden. I'll tell you about it when this is over.
Yeah, there's 3 of them that you cannot even buy it.
Yep.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you buy, ain't coming with it. Okay, I could guarantee you that. You need to get a donor car, which I wish I knew this when I had the Firebird of Jonathan, the blue one, because I would have cut it off the car and kept it. But you live and you learn, right? I always say when you learn something new, it's a good day, and he taught me something new.
Ed.
Al says he thinks he knows.
Yeah, okay. He could shoot out the number. How many braces does a convertible first gen F body have in total?
Depends on how messed up his teeth are.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you're not that much of a good welder, I don't think a convertible is the car to start with. Honestly speaking, I'm being honest.
Be scared.
It's a lot of bracing, and every plug weld counts.
Yes.
You got any answers out there, Brian?
So far, one.
One.
Everyone's saying one.
And all of them.
You.
No. They only got one bracing? No. How many bracing period does a convertible have? First gen F body.
How many?
I see a 9.
How many additional welded in braces are on the convertible compared to the coupe?
Yeah, 67 to 69. Yep.
Oh, Bill O'Brien says 9.
No.
9? No.
Wait. Who did we just see, John?
The boss.
The boss. I texted the boss earlier and have not heard back from the boss.
Oh.
We was looking for Johnny.
Billy Bruce says 6.
Put her on. Let me talk to her.
The kids are making too much noise now.
Yeah. Some people's children.
So far we have 1 and 6.
No.
Bill said
there's
9.
more than one. There's more than one brace, 100%.
Yep. We don't have a correct answer yet in my book.
No, my book either. No.
Oh, you got a tough one this week, Louis.
Yeah.
You pulled out a good one.
I usually got good ones.
That's what Joyce says.
JK next is 7.
Anyone? Bueller? Jim and Kelly say 7.
No.
Okay.
5 from Waffle Stone.
5. No winners yet. Process elimination, people.
I tell you what, before the show is over, nobody answer it. We let Mike answer it, and then we just give out the answer.
So does Mike know the answer?
Mike said he wrote it down. He wrote it down.
I got them all drawn on my desk right here.
Okay. All right. Well, we're at the 1 hour mark. So should we unveil that clue, Mike, or that answer?
Sure, if you want. I've got
I don't
10.
think nobody's gonna get it unless you dissect these cars.
I got 10.
10?
All right, shoot, Mike. Which ones?
So you got the 2 on the rocker panel to front floor brace. You got the 3 pieces in the middle that go up over the drive shaft, right in the middle of the tunnel. So that's 5. You got the 2 diagonal braces in the back that hold the quarter panel to the door frame. That's convertible only. And then you got the little one in front of the rear seat hooks. That OER puts on, AMD doesn't. Those come and go. So that's 9. The 10th elusive one is under the dash. There is an extra brace that goes all the way around. It's only on the convertible.
Bingo. And that's actually made out of 3 parts. 3 parts of metal makes that.
Wow. 10?
Yep. Yeah. That's the hard one. That's the one I learned.
Yep. When I was cutting mine apart, I was looking at that brace saying, do I take it out? Do I leave it in? Does that come with the dash? What's happening? But come to find out, nobody makes that.
Nobody makes it, and it's only on convertible. Nothing on coupe has nothing under there extra.
Yeah.
So if you have a convertible Bird, first gen, and that's all rusted out, you're SOL?
Well, you pretty much have to weld it like it's a coupe.
Yeah. You have to build it.
Now the rear ones and the rear quarter panels, the angled ones, those were convertible, but they were canceled about mid-year 68. 69 never had it.
No.
67 would have it, and most 68 did, but they got ditched about mid-year.
Oh, no kidding.
Why was that? Do we know?
Because they really didn't do nothing.
Yep, they didn't put them back in there. So
Okay.
They seem important to me because they have that nice angle that holds the rear pillar up straight instead of the rocker.
Yep, if I have them on my dad's car, well, what's left of them, I plan on rebuilding them and putting them back in. So.
Yeah.
Jim Miller says, I will send pics. That rear end is coming out. I have narrowed 12 bolt, putting it with Ride Tech coil over setup. Don't hate the modern upgrades.
Nope, that's cool.
Hey, I'm with you, man.
I always say, build your car how you want to. It's your car.
It's
You're
your
the one
car.
going to drive it. Have fun with it. Yeah.
Don't be a stickler.
No, like when Mike did those decals on his quarter panels, I mean, I loved it because it's something that he wanted and it's unique. It's different.
Yep.
You know, and it's something that I could appreciate because it's different and it's still Firebird related because there's a bird he put there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's cool. To me, it was a cool factor.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He made the car his own. You know.
Yeah. In the immortal words of Roger, you build your rig, I'll build mine.
There you go.
Absolutely. Now, John, can we expect a video from Firebird Fest in the next week or so?
Yeah, man.
I'll see what I can do. I haven't done any recording yet, but I'll come up with something for you.
Okay, we're counting on you. We're counting on you.
If you would have showed up, you could have helped do one. We could have all did a live video right now. Everybody here.
Next year.
We're all living vicariously through you this year, John.
I'm going to hold you all to that next year.
We're channeling our energy to you, John.
I'm going. I'm in.
I won't wear my Speedo either. So.
The old banana hammock.
All right, this is getting beyond PG.
Yes, Jim, I did design that graphic.
Now we're scaring small children and elderly people.
All perception. All perception.
All right. So, John, be safe in St. Louis.
Yep.
Please be safe. Louis, you're fine where you're at, and Mike, you're fine, and I'm just gonna melt. I'll just melt. So, we're predicting this summer in Phoenix will be the third hottest on record.
Gee.
All that bragging all winter long.
Right? All that rubbing in.
Mike,
You're gonna need a lot of Gold Bond powder, buddy.
some burnt, yeah, lots of Gold Bond down.
That's the boys.
Yeah, on those Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, you're gonna need some nice Gold Bond powder there, buddy.
Yeah, that's gonna take lots of that shit, I tell you.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, it's been a good show. I think we did pretty well tonight.
Yep.
And we will see each other next Friday.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
Good night, guys.
All right. We'll see y'all
All right.
later.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.